There are silences that hold more truth than words ever could. In Aboriginal ways of knowing, silence is not absence, it is presence. It carries law, memory, and relationship. To keep the silent hidden is not to conceal, but to protect what is sacred, to let knowledge rest in its rightful place and season. Culturally, silence as sacred. Silence is a teacher. It is the stillness of country before dawn, the pause before the clapsticks strike, the quiet where ancestors speak through wind and water. Within that space, knowledge moves. The old people do not fill silence with noise. They listened. They understood that truth, once spoken carelessly, can lose its weight. Some stories belong to certain places, some names to certain times, some songs to certain people. This order preserves cultural law, the rhythm of respect between generations and lands. To reveal everything would not be sharing, but stripping not education, but erosion. Keeping the silent hidden then is an act of guardianship. It ensures that sacred things do not become spectacle or commodity. In a world eager to consume, silence protects what must never be traded, the dignity of knowledge that belongs to country itself. Spirituality, silence is power. Silence is not weakness, it is power contained. It is the breath before creation, the moment before the first light touches the earth. In old law, silence was where spirit gathered its strength, where thought became song, where intention became world. The Western mind often fears silence, mistaking it for void, but for those who walk closely with country, silence is fertile. It is the ground from which all understanding grows. Some truths are like seeds. They must germinate in darkness before they can rise into speech. To keep the silent hidden is to trust that process, to know that revelation must come in its time, not through demand. When we hold silence writingly, we align with the natural law of becoming. We remember that even creation needed a pause before it spoke. Personally, silence is boundary. For an individual, silence can be an act of sovereignty. It draws a circle around one's story and says, this part is mine. For Aboriginal people whose identities have been questioned, recorded and performed under the gaze of others, silence becomes a form of self-determination. It resists the demand to explain, justify or translate one's spirit for outside consumption. There is deep healing in some things unspoken. Grief, love and memory often need the soft protection of silence before they can find their rightful voice. To stay silent is not to withdraw. It is to heal, to reflect, to reclaim control over one's own narrative. In that space, the silent becomes a companion, not emptiness, but sanctuary. Poetically, silence is art. Every great work knows the value of silence. In music, it's the pause that makes the note linger. In painting, it's the negative space that makes colour breathe. In story, it's the untold that stirs imagination. The silent hidden is what gives beauty its depth. It allows the viewer or listener to enter the work, to participate rather than consume. This is how Noongar and many Aboriginal stories live, not as fixed text, but as living invitations to feel and listen beyond the words. To keep the silent hidden in art is to let mystery remain alive. It prevents culture from being flattened into information. It reminds us that not everything sacred should be explained. Some things must simply be felt. Collectively, silence is continuance. Silence always connects generations. It's the voice of those who came before, still whispering through the gaps. Some stories are yet ready to be told because they're still growing. The silence between them is what matters, what keeps the line unbroken. Keeping the silent hidden ensures that culture continues, not as a museum piece, but as a living current. It allows space for the next generation to listen deeply, to inherit not only words, but the patience to understand them. To protect silence is to protect the rhythm of time itself, the way knowledge breathes across centuries. In conclusion, in a world obsessed with exposure, silence is the rebellion. In a time of noise, it is ceremony. The silent hidden is not emptiness but essence, the dark soil where meaning grows. We must keep the silent hidden because it carries the things that words cannot hold, the heartbeat of country, the weight of memory, the dignity of spirit. If we guard that silence, it will guard us in return. When all noise fades, it will still be there, quiet, steady, waiting to speak again through those who listen.